All right, let's get into our totem pole. We got Harris Rubenstein to do it with me, and we are power ranking the top 5 video game franchises.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to start off. I mean, here's what we're going to do. First of all, I'll do my 5th, you'll do your 5th, and we'll just go from there.
Back and forth.
So
All
I'll
right.
do my 4th, your 4th, etc.
All right, cool.
So, Star Wars Battlefront. I mean, you can argue that this is a top game.
This is a good one. The most recent one that came out was a little bit annoying because it didn't have like a campaign mode, which is what made Star Wars Battlefront 2 so good. But there's a new one coming out that is just going to be absolutely furious. Like, it's going to be insane. It's going to be one of the biggest games in terms of like size of file ever released. It's going to have online play and the new stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, I was just thinking back to the early days of Battlefront. Really great games back then in the campaign modes and things like that. The PS2s of the world. So, yeah, that's there at number 5. Harris, your number 5, Gears of War.
Yes.
Interesting.
Oh, I love Gears of War. I am now a PS4 owner. I used to be an Xbox guy. I switched over.
Oh, what's your name? I'll add you.
Jackhammer5297. I've had the same gamer tag since I was like 13.
Oh,
I won't change it. But no, Gears of War, you got the Lancer with the chainsaw. I mean, it's just like the video game. Like when people, like parents are all like, they're too violent. It's Gears of War. It's such a good game.
Oh my, Jackhammer. I'm not even gonna ask. Okay, everybody just roast Harris in the comment section right now. My number 4 here, best video game franchise, MVP Baseball. Can they just bring this back?
Yes. Please? Oh, it's because the show is so dominating.
But I just remember how awesome it was.
Yep.
All you had to do was move that joystick up when you were hitting, automatic home run every time. Literally every time.
Only to be challenged by Ken Griffey's baseball game. Was that also MVP Baseball?
I don't
think so.
No,
but the only thing that challenged it was Ken Griffey's baseball. But man, MVP Baseball was tight. That was a fun one.
Yeah, so that was a short-lived franchise. Hopefully EA Sports brings it back, but we'll see. You're number 4, and it's hard to argue against this one as a top franchise, Super Smash Bros.
I will go to my grave arguing that it is almost impossible to make a better video game than Super Smash Bros. Melee. Like,
especially for like a group of people.
Exactly. Like, it was the perfect game. It came out on the perfect console. I love Super Smash Bros. I'm not a big like Wii U fan, and I don't have the Switch yet. So the GameCube version of Super Smash Bros. Very, very close place to my heart.
Here's the thing with the Wii. If I'm playing video games, I want to sit down, be lazy, and play video games. If I'm working out, I'll work out and move. But I don't want to move and play video games.
The Wii had one good game that like was moved. Well, no, hold on. It had 2 good games. Wii Sports was amazing. Wii Sports was the best game ever. And then the Zelda game that came out with it, where you could actually swing the sword and whack people. That was fun.
Okay, so we actually both agree at our number 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. How can you argue against
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare defined my high school. Like, that's all me and my friends did. And the new one looks amazing. I'm pumped.
I remember waking up on Saturday mornings and just being like, hey, you want to play COD? Like, I'll text my friends and just like, let's get on. Let's get on.
I can't wait for the new one to come out. I've been waiting for a World War II game from them for, I think we're like 8 years since the last one, which was World at War. This is going to be a good one. I'm pumped.
The only thing with Call of Duty is, do you think they're going to run out of content? And
No,
things to do?
Because unfortunately, war never stops, Cam.
That's true.
Which is a sad thing. But Call of Duty, at least, you know, we're getting into like the esports now with Call of Duty. I think it's here to stay.
All right, let's go to my number 2 video game franchise, Madden NFL. It's really the only game I play right now.
That's fair.
I mean, it is, and I still have to get 18 with Tom Brady there on the cover, as you see on your screen. But it's fun. I mean, I love franchise mode. I love following the stats. I love playing as Joe, my boy Joe Flacco. The only problem is I'm an old school football player, so I run the football 40 times. And I limit my throws as much as possible. Why? Because I throw a lot of picks.
Yeah, well, that's because you play with Joe Flacco. Madden's fun. I wish there was a competitor of a football game. They tried Joe Montana football a couple years ago, and it completely failed, but, you know.
A couple years ago, really?
Yeah, they tried a Joe Montana football game a couple of years ago, and it totally flopped because it had no NFL players in it. It was just like a random game. But speaking of Madden, they need to bring back NCAA college football. They
Yes,
need
they
to
do.
bring those games back. They were so good. I miss them so much.
Why does the NCAA ruin everything?
Well, actually, you know what? Blame Ed O'Bannon, kind of, sort of,
Okay.
in a way.
All right,
But it was
fair
kind of
enough.
Ed O'Bannon's fault.
All right. You know, it's funny looking back to the Maddens of the early days and like the early 90s, right? And the graphics in that.
Amazing.
Oh,
The Ray Lewis one of 2001, I think it was.
Yeah.
Classic stuff.
Michael Vick, former cover guy as well. All right, Madden at number 2 for me. At number 2 for you, you have Assassin's Creed.
I am obsessed with this game franchise. I get every single game that comes out for them. The past 2 have just been okay, but the new one is set in ancient Egypt and looks just incredible. Like, they need to reignite the franchise somehow. They're taking 2 whole years to create the next game, and I think this new Assassin, I'm giddy. I'm so pumped.
So, what number would that be in the franchise?
Oh,
The new game.
goodness me. Let's see. They had 1, 2, 3, Brotherhood, and then 3 more after that. So I
Wow.
think this is the 7th game in the Assassin's Creed franchise.
I do remember playing that original game.
Oh, one and then Assassin's Creed 2 is my 3rd greatest game ever made that I've ever played. So I've played that through and through dozens of times.
All right, let's get to our top video game franchise. Mine. My childhood.
Yes.
Like, I grew up with Nintendo. I grew up with Mario. All of my games centered on Mario.
Mm-hmm.
He is the epitome of a successful video game franchise, and he continues to roll. Of course, we have Mario Party, great group
Yes.
game. Mario Kart, great drunk game
Yes.
with your friends
Yes.
at college. You know, so I think this franchise will live on for a very long time.
And you know, we had Super Mario World back in the Nintendo 64 era. Completely changed the face of gaming as
Didn't
we
it?
know it.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing game. No one could ever do 3D, and then Mario comes around and Nintendo just whacks it. This new game looks a little nuts, I gotta say. The new Nintendo Switch stuff's a little bit crazy for me, but
Yeah.
old-fashioned Mario, I'm on board.
Way back in the day, I remember playing Super Nintendo,
Mm-hmm.
and well, it was a little outdated when I was a kid to be playing it, but it was still fun. You
Yep.
know, like the Super Mario games on Super Nintendo were a lot of fun, and actually the original Mario Kart was on that game.
Yep.
Let's get to your number 1, Uncharted.
Uncharted was what brought me to PlayStation. Nathan Drake, they have a new game coming out without Nathan Drake, but Nathan Drake is, in my opinion, the single greatest video game character that we have ever followed. Uncharted 2, 3, and 4, and the first one, 4 of the greatest games ever made, story-wise, graphic-wise, gameplay, everything. Every single part of these games were incredible. They were such a part of my high school career. I love these games. Lost Legacy, I'm gonna buy when it comes out in a couple. I believe it comes out next month. I'm so excited. I love this whole franchise, but Cam, it is done. So
It's over.
they have Uncharted 4 was the last game, A Thief's End. Incredible game. You went off and I'm trying to remember. You found a lost pirate city. I love pirates, Cam. I'm obsessed with pirates. It was an amazing series, and I'm sad to see it go.
All right, well, there you have it. My top 5, Mario, Madden NFL, Call of Duty, MVP Baseball, a little nostalgia.
Love that you
for
have
one.
MVP baseball
yeah,
on there. I
and
love it.
Star Wars Battlefront, Harris, Uncharted, Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, Super Smash, Gears of War. I really don't have too many disagreements. The only possible disagreement would be my ignorance with some of these games. I don't know much about Gears of War. I
That's
don't
fair.
know much about Uncharted, but I'm sure I trust your judgment.
Gears of War and Uncharted are 2 exclusives for each console, but I was gonna put Grand Theft Auto on mine. I'm not a big Grand Theft Auto guy because growing up, my parents would never let me buy
Rated
it
M, yeah.
because it was too violent. I have a question for you, Cam. What was your first M-rated video game?
Call of Duty, Modern Warfare.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
I remember bragging to all my friends, and all my friends were like, dude, we got that game like 3 years ago. Like, I couldn't play T games when I was
Aye.
like 10, 11.
And
as we discuss here, folks, we want you to weigh in. What is the best video game franchise ever? And Harris, I actually have Grand Theft Auto there as an option.
Yes.
Use your laughing face for Mario, heart for Call of Duty, wow face for Grand Theft Auto, and an angry face for Super Smash Bros. You know, Super Smash Bros. Is something that's part of my college memories because everybody on my freshman floor played it.
And they should. If you're going to, for kids at home that are watching this, know how to play Super Smash Bros. It will open up so many social doors for you because then you can find people to play with and beat them and make some friends. One of my best friends from college I actually met playing Super Smash Bros. So go learn how to play the new ones.
You know, I'm interested. Do they actually have an esports league for Super Smash?
They do. They have a pretty massive Super Smash Bros. The number one player coming from a esports fan is Liquid Hungry Box, who constantly wins many of the tournaments. He won the most recent World Championship a couple months ago. So, you know, esports are gaining a little steam. The NBA 2K esports is coming along. Madden just got a big up from the NFL in terms of their esports league. Sure. So watch out. The gamers are coming.